Dyson Pizza contains descriptions of peril, natural disasters, and kaiju. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
Hello, wayward listeners. Welcome back to Dyson Pizza, a quest show that follows Zaba, Driftwood, and Ernie, a ragtag band of heroes who are chasing after Tang Kai, an ancient dragon god bent on bringing back the 100 Years of Sun to the world of Myrios. My name is Derek, he, him pronouns, and I will be your guide for today's journey. As always, the game we are playing is Quest. It's a story-focused game that uses one 20-sided die. A 1 is a catastrophe, and a 20 is a triumph, with a gradient of successes and failures in between. As we journey through the land of Myrios on our quest, you'll get to see what other abilities and spells this game features. For now, let's meet our ragtag band of heroes.
Hiya, I'm Mya Worrell, they, them pronouns please, and I play Zaba, who hopefully we know a little bit by now, but he does not know what corn is. That's a little fun fact. I'm sorry, Driftwood, that I took that from you.
Aloha kapatid. My name is Justin, he, him pronouns. I'll be playing Driftwood, they, them pronouns. Driftwood is the party doctor. They hail from the island village of Noro, and they're very defensive of their home despite not being a guardian, and in fact being very critical and angry at the guardian system. Zaba.
Zaba included.
Zaba very much included in that. They are looking forward to eat more food moving forward and eventually just spend some time chilling without having to worry about running from burning village to burning village.
Hello. I'm Kyla. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. I play Ernie, or Ernie, as their nickname is. A skilled spy who doesn't seem to be really proving that, either in battle or just in general, but unfortunately from the city of Tosu.
Unfortunately.
Wow, what a way to just go out.
I'm trying to think of another fun fact, but that's all I have.
That's all good. Well, last time on Dyson Pizza, you got a little bit of a taste of the origins of the characters, and before that, our characters got to Alita, where they met a bunch of new people. They met the champion of Odysseus, Jack. They met Kurum, the guardian of Alita. They learned about the Buwaya, a mysterious crocodile-like creature in the lake. They also went to Odysseus and saw the massive city of stone, and on their way out, a strange, very aloof, tall individual was being dragged away by the champion of Odysseus, and he called out to Ernie, letting Ernie know that he was okay, but that he also needed help.
Classic.
The three of you have found yourselves on the beach alongside the lake, in between the city of Odysseus and Alita, shortly after having left the city with your fishing rods and your fishing gear, and having seen this guy call out to Ernie. What do the three of you do here?
Well, we're outside of the city. Ernie, do you want to explain?
Yeah, so Sidon's I don't know if I'd call him a pal of mine, but I guess
Seemed pretty friendly.
yeah, Sidon's a friend of mine. Lives right across the street, frequently in the stocks.
I detect no sense of urgency in seeing your childhood friend being carried away.
Well, we're not really childhood friends. Like we have known each other since childhood, but I mean, the last time that we saw each other, I helped Sidon escape Tosu, who kept out, and then we went our separate ways. I thought he was going to go to the ocean to get some fresh air, but apparently not.
Seems he needs help escaping again.
Yes, as always.
So this is typical.
For Sidon, yes.
Well, it seems to be like also typical for you too. Are you in the habit of helping Sidon out of these situations? It's a long pause.
More recently, yes. I don't think I'm helping either of you.
All right.
I'm not being very forward with facts right now, it seems. That's not Ernie's.
You didn't say that out loud, okay. I was like, whoa, that's pretty frank. How urgent is this matter?
I mean...
Again, a long pause.
That long pause.
Wait, so was Sidon carried into like the gates already, or do we still kind of see them like over there? being wheeled in.
No, he was carried into the second set of gates. So there's 2 portcullises in the city. He was carried into like where the upper class citizens live. He was carried into that place, presumably to be taken before the king of Odysseus.
Is it obvious to us that those like second portcullis gates are like for upper class folk?
No. I mean, probably Ernie would get it, but I don't think Zaba and Driftwood would.
Yeah, I mean, the person dragging Sidon in was Jack,
Yes, the
right?
champion.
The
Yeah.
hero or champion or whatever. You both can do whatever you want. I will be trying to sneak in at some point before we leave.
At some point.
No, it sounds like you don't need our help.
I'm really not helping the urgency case here, am I?
So I'm okay to go fishing, and you're okay to sneak into the city and free.
I mean, I
Sidon.
would welcome the help, but I mean, I can get over a wall. I look at the wall.
How tall is this wall?
The wall's like maybe 40, 50 feet tall. But something that percolates in your head, Zaba, as you like look up at this wall is that you do remember that like as a guardian you do have elevated status and could probably, get a court with the champion if you desired to talk to the champion despite your prior feelings.
Flashback to when you said you said absolutely not to
Meeting with a
with Jack the champion.
Well, we definitely rushed out of the city that we're trying to get back into.
I think we can fish for a little bit. It doesn't seem that this is an urgent matter.
Well, okay, I say that, but I feel like Sidon's feelings would be a little hurt if I took.
It's a matter of feelings, not life or death. So I think we can fish.
Okay.
So Ernie, are you going to go fishing with them until nightfall?
Yeah.
Okay. So the 3 of you go to the lake and set down your stuff. You lay out some blankets, pull out some fishing bait. Driftwood, you go through your like utility apron and there's all the baits and stuff. And the 3 of you prepare to fish. Everybody roll me a d20 for this fishing challenge.
Okay.
Wow, we're actually fishing.
Yeah. Y'all have actually gone fishing.
Oh dear Lord, I rolled a 1.
I got a 10.
It was 17.
Okay, in order from success to catastrophe, we're going to start with Driftwood. You cast off, you fished thousands of time in the decades you've been around, and this, like anything, is quite comforting. You feel a stirring in your stomach and your heart as you feel a little bit more at home having gone fishing. You describe to me what kind of a catch you get out of the lake.
I catch oh man, I'm just playing Animal Crossing, so I'm like thinking about like 10 different fish right now. I catch like a really meaty bass.
Nice.
It's a bass of like a pinkish hue that I've never seen before. And when I pull it out, I feel like my forearms flex a little bit, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm a little bit stronger than I thought, and I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of a catch like this bass. And then as I pull it out of the water, like it slow mo's like in those like fishing video games where like you catch a fish, and then I give like a short little prayer to Mitra underneath my breath. I was like, oh Mitra, I hope you're watching right now.
Yeah.
And then it lands in my arms. Ugh.
Yeah, you heft this giant bass that you've caught over to like the little cooking station you all have built, where there's a small fire going, and you begin to prepare the fish. While Zaba, you have a tough choice. I'll be frank. You've caught something, but the problem is that it's stronger than you.
Oh.
You can either let it go, or you can get pulled into the lake and try again to get it.
I will get pulled in further.
Your feet enter into the lake. It's very cold. A shiver runs through your spine as you try again. Go ahead and roll me a d20.
3.
A 3, a failure. Okay. Your line snaps and the fish gets away. You lose your fishing hook and bait. but you still have the rod. When the line snaps, Zaba, you feel something. You feel a magical presence begin to like percolate again in the lake, and it's at that point when Ernie, like, you have cast out, and you feel something tug on your fishing rod. You begin to pull and reel back, but whatever you're pulling, it's really, really, really big. Zaba, you can feel something, and you see that, like, whatever Ernie is pulling in is not a fish. It is quite scaly, actually.
Does Driftwood?
Yeah,
Is
I'm
that
kissing my fish.
is that normal? Is this normal for line fishing?
I'm what, you breaking your net?
No,
your
look
fishing
to
rod?
my right. Look.
I'm just pulling the line, the fishing rod back and forth wildly, like doesn't know how to fish.
Well, we're having
Is
this
Ernie's
conversation.
heels like dragging into the sand?
Yeah, like you have Driftwood in the front, like just peacefully like doing whatever to the fish. In the background, Ernie's just struggling for their life with this fishing rod.
Can we spring into action?
Yeah, well, Driftwood, as you look and are about to like spring into action to help Ernie, literally, like, the three of you feel a rumble as you hear the sound and feel the ground shake beneath you, and all of a sudden, from the lake emerges a giant crocodile that has the fishing hook, the tiny little fishing hook, like, in its mouth, and it like leaps out and stands before you, boom, boom,
I
and
dropped
roars.
the fishing rod.
Driftwood, you know this to be the Buwaya that you relieved the other night, and it is very, very angry right now.
Over that tiny fishing hook?
Yeah.
What did I do?
Zaba, you get a feeling that this creature, like you, is protecting something. But we are in a combat, so everybody roll a d20.
Well, I prefer my spear for fishing anyway. Oh fuck!
I got a 16.
18, baby.
I got an 18 from that.
Yo.
I got
Oh,
an
wow,
18 from that
okay.
dropped dice, which I'll take.
So it's gonna go Zaba and Driftwood, then Ernie.
That's good. I want to see what you both do.
I don't
Yeah.
know what I'm gonna do.
So yeah, Driftwood, Zaba, go ahead.
Something's being protected. Did you get a sense of that too, Driftwood? I mean, we're in a combat situation, so I don't know how much we can talk, but
Yeah, when I relieved the lake, I detected a strong spirit, which this confirms strong spirit. They were tense. They were frustrated. And so they're taking their frustration out on us.
As a reminder, you can move and then do one thing. That one thing is an attack or use an ability.
yeah, let's not needlessly antagonize.
Is the Buwaya like a completely spiritual being? Like, how physical to spiritual ratio is it?
Ooh, that is a great question. So the Buwaya, as you look at it, you see that parts of it are like spectral in nature. Part of it is physical and part of it is spectral, and it's sort of fading in and out. It kind of lives between two spaces.
Ooh.
And that's where this sort of like magical energy that you were feeling, Driftwood, comes from. It's like quite large. Like it's like only about like its head and upper body are emerged onto the shore where the three of you are. You haven't even seen its tail and its hind legs.
Okay, and then could I get like a size reference? Is it like how long?
Its face is about like 60 feet long. It's
Oh,
huge. This thing is huge. Like,
So
like,
it's taller than the fucking wall
yeah,
around.
it is huge. Yeah, Ernie, like, you realize, wait, everyone can probably see this. Like, you start to hear like bells ringing in both Alita and Odysseus to like,
Oh,
and
no.
you start to see
Are
the
you
boats
kidding me?
that are in the lake start to like go back to shore. Like everybody's seeing this.
I picked the fishing rod back up.
I'm gonna start as okay. So this is like a huge thing that's happening. It's like a big thing.
Yeah.
I gotta start with talking to them. I'm gonna try to do commune with the dead. Now that I know that it's spectral, I'm gonna read the description. So it's cost 1 AP. If you're aware of one or more spectral creatures nearby, you may communicate with them. You don't need to be able to see a spirit as long as you have sensed its presence. You may have a conversation with the spirits for up to a minute, and you communicate with them telepathically. You must share a language to understand each other. Spirits must want to respond. If they choose not to speak to you, your adventure point is refunded. So I want to prepare to do this.
If possible, can I take the form of a crocodile? Like a small one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, well, before I do that, I'll say Driftwood, I'll be back, and I'm going to turn into a crocodile. And what I'm going to do while Driftwood is doing whatever is I'm going to investigate, see like what are we close to that is being protected.
You, having now for the first time seen a crocodile, you take what you've seen of it and you put your mind to it and you transform using your magics into a crocodile and you slip into the lake. Ernie, what are you going to do?
So the thing is, I wanted to disguise, but you have to be in a room to do that. Because Ernie, at this moment, Ernie just wants to turn into a bush and just like
You can do that?
no, I can't because I'm not in a room. At least, I mean, I could try. It would just wouldn't be through my abilities. I guess it would just be like.
Why do you have to be in a room? Wait, I'm confused. Anyway,
Here, let me read the description for disguise. Anytime you are in a room, like a bedroom, armory, or office, you may find objects used to put together a convincing disguise. Ernie's usually pretty bloodthirsty, but I not with this.
The one time.
The one time.
Did you?
Yeah,
so you're
Ernie, this is
disguising into,
probably
like, a log.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
good.
like,
Can I? Is there a log that I can hide behind or something?
yeah. There's a log you can go hide behind. Yeah, you can take cover.
And then, can I keep an eye out for people who might be approaching, who might make the situation worse?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
Oh,
at the
God.
moment, is it just
champion.
me?
It's
with
just
the
Driftwood. Yeah. So we're gonna go back to the. So it's the Buwaya's turn, and the Buwaya goes like from the roar, just clamps its jaw down, and a sonic wave goes out.
My log.
It hits both Ernie and Driftwood.
My log.
Wasn't it me?
You're in the water.
Oh, so it's like an outside. Okay.
Yeah, it's a forward-facing like sonic thing, and
I assume like the
Yeah.
water insulates you.
yeah, like you hear it, Zaba, and it hurts your ears. Ernie and Driftwood, it's like a grenade just went
Oh my
off. Your
God.
ears are ringing as both of you are blown back like 20 feet. Driftwood, you take 3 points of damage, Driftwood, and Ernie, you take 5 because the log crushes on top of you when you hit the ground.
Yeah.
There goes half my health.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Zaba, underwater,
Sorry, it's just so funny.
and roll me a d20.
Okay. No, roll D4. Nah.
No.
It's a 10.
Yeah, as you're swimming down, trying to find out what is behind, like what is underneath here, you have a tough choice. You can either spend 3 adventure points to dodge out of the way of the Buwaya's massive tail that is swinging towards you, or you can take the hit and take 3 points of damage.
Whew, I'm an alligator. I don't have that much health. I'm going to spend 3 AP to dodge this.
You dodge out of the way and swim past it. And as you swim deeper into the lake, you are completely surrounded by what appear to be other sort of spiritual entities at the bottom of this lake. Like you're seeing like spectral fish and like spectral sea life, and you realize that like the Buwaya is protecting this large, it's like a crystal towards like the middle, towards like the center of this lake that is like glowing with like purple like light. And that appears to be what it's protecting, this magical crystal.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming the Buwaya hasn't noticed me.
Not
'cause
yet.
Not yet. That's I'm trying to think if I want to do anything else before I go back up to communicate with Driftwood. To talk to Driftwood, I have to turn back, and then I would have to and then spend more APs to turn back into some sort of thing to go back down. Is there any indication of why the Buwaya feels so threatened? Like, is there like, am I seeing like trash or detritus or?
There is trash, there's pollution, there's this like filth, this kind of grime, this like sludge that's like in the lake. It's now like coming back to you. Like when you were in Odysseus, they were like dumping their trash in the lake. They were, they were pumping their sewage out into the lake. You also, when you start to look around, like you notice that there's like remnants of like people, like guards that like, you recognize like bits and bobs of the armor. Like this isn't the first time the Buwaya has been attacked or threatened. And you're starting to see that.
Ooh. When you say that, that means that other people. It seems like other people attacked Buwaya, or
Yeah, other people have attacked.
Okay, that's good information to know. Is there anything immediately threatening the? I remember it's purple. I don't remember what it was. The
It's
crystal.
like a giant crystal that is glowing like a light purple.
Is there anything immediately threatening it right now besides the general like effects of industrialization?
You get a sense that there's a reason why the Buwaya is protecting it.
Mm.
And you sense a great magical presence from this crystal. So you know that whoever has this, it's powerful. So
Okay. I think that's all I can do for now. Yes, I can't cast any more spells while I'm in this form. So I'm gonna go up and communicate with Driftwood.
you begin to swim back up towards the shore. At the top of initiative, we have Driftwood. You've been flung back, still holding your giant bass. Or like you managed to catch your bass effortlessly and protect it and set it down. Ernie is underneath a log, and the Buwaya is kind of like thrashing about. You still hear the bells being rung.
Was I able to connect with the Buwaya at all? Or was it just like a no that they didn't want to talk?
So after the sonic boom happened, you attempted, like, you felt there was a connection. Because of the sonic boom, you weren't able to complete it. So refund the point, but you can try again.
So Driftwood has heard about the Buwaya before from Noro. They weren't sure if it was still alive or where exactly it was, but they remember a local tale about when you come across a Buwaya, you should, and you're fishing, you should provide an offering to it. Like if you catch 2 fish, you should definitely give them one, and if you only catch one, you have to give one to the Buwaya. And so Driftwood has the bass near them. Is that correct? So what is the Buwaya actively doing right now? Is it like looking at us? Is it
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hold. It's a huge bass like underneath one of my arms, and start to kind of like give a comforting posture towards the Buwaya and start walking slowly towards it. I have an eye on like Ernie underneath the log.
I'm under the log, yeah.
Beyond that, all of my focus is on the Buwaya, and I start to cast Relieve as I approach, with the intention of giving the bass as an offering to the Buwaya.
You start to sense the Buwaya's breath slow down as it turns to make a direct eye contact with you. Ernie, you're still trapped under the log. Is there anything you want to do?
I'm assuming on this turn I can't free myself from the log.
Yeah, you can try and free yourself from the
Well,
log.
before that, do I see it from my very great position pinned under a log? Can I see anybody coming towards the lake?
You cannot see, but you do hear the sound of hooves.
It's fucking Jack.
So you know someone's coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to try and free myself from the log.
Okay, roll me a d20.
Oh god. Oh man, that's a 7.
You manage to pull the log off of you, but you can either lose 2 adventure points or something of yours has to be broken.
Listen, you know how much AP I have.
Yep, I know how much AP you have.
I mean, I'm down to take damage, but I'm gonna use the 2 AP.
Great. All right. You use the 2 AP and you get out from underneath the log. Zaba, you emerge out of the lake. Yeah.
You know when you like alligators, how they kind of like waddle out, like
Yeah.
like little legs. Yeah, that's
Little push-ups.
Yeah. So Zaba kind of like waddles out onto the shore like that.
Cool.
Yeah, Driftwood's focus kind of looks to the alligator
Like, what's
and
that?
Zaba.
Kind of like shake off like a dog, and then
Yeah.
I transform back into Zaba.
Yep. Yeah. You do that as you see Driftwood, with one arm, outstretched and another with the bass, Jurassic Park style. The Buwaya seems to have calmed for now. Ernie is out from underneath the log.
I just have like splinters sticking out all over me.
Yeah. Ernie and Zaba, you see, several horses with Jack in tow coming towards you all.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it was going to be Jack. Okay, well,
Sidon's not with them anymore, right?
Nope.
I will go out to meet with Jack, and on the way I'll say, "Oh, Ernie, I didn't know you were the only person who could. I mean, I didn't know you also could transform into a porcupine."
I'm pulling out fucking Splinter. I just stare at you as you walk by.
Yeah, so I'm trying to look official, like
rude.
guardian official with like my spear and.
Cool. Yeah. As you run up to them, Zaba, you notice two things. One, Jack is there with an envoy of guards, similar guards to the ones you all encountered in Alita. And two, there is a strange human-sized sack with something in it over one of the horses.
Okay.
Driftwood, what do you do as you have the attention of the Buwaya?
So I'm trying to cast Relieve. Is there any effect that is discernible right now?
It is not hostile towards you anymore.
So I'm primed to present the bass to them as an offering, and I kind of bow my head. So I try to get maybe at least like 10 feet between us and the edge of the Buwaya's mouth, and lay the fish down. So I'm going to try to do it again as I start to back away, posing no threat and still maintaining focus and eye contact with the Buwaya. So walking backwards right now.
You present the offering, and you cast Commune with the Dead, and the Buwaya snatches up the offering, eats the whole bass in one slurp, one snap of the jaw.
It's little.
And like it sends like a chill like through everyone's spine as the snap just goes. Driftwood, at that moment, you do feel the connection being forged between you and the Buwaya. What do you say?
Okay, so Driftwood, in the collective unconscious, creature with the utmost strength. I know you're the Buwaya in the lake between Odysseus and Alita. I've communicated with you before. I am a doctor hailing from the island village of Noro. We have been taught to respect all spirits, especially ones that have a strong relationship with the land and specifically the water. Can you tell me what is causing you pain?
The Buwaya speaks to you in the sort of choice phrases and words you gather from what it says to you is, my home is shrinking. My home is being trespassed upon. There are men with designs on what I am protecting. It is sacred to the people here that were first at the lake, and it is sacred to all of us, spirits and creatures.
I understand how you're feeling. I feel very similar. Noro is experiencing a great deal of pain and exploitation from folks who did not know the ultimate effects of their existence. Me and my partners, as you've seen, Zaba and Ernie, we mean well to be here. We are simple travelers. We don't mean to settle here or do any colonizing. We want to help be emissaries in communicating your needs with the surrounding villages. May we have license to move around the area without interference from you? I know it's a big ask to protect these other villagers of potentially ill will against you. So I don't want you to protect them. You don't have to protect them. We want to be here to help. So any assistance that we can provide in communication and be in constant communication with you, I feel would be beneficial to all of us.
Roll me a d20.
Woohoo.
It's a 3.
Damn.
The Buwaya says, there are others coming here that I see, and I do not know how yet I can trust you. But in time, maybe, you see the Buwaya begin to move past you towards the people on the road.
Oh no.
It's at that moment that we're going to pivot over to you, Zaba. You begin to hear the boom, boom of the Buwaya coming up closer to the road as Jack and the guards ride up. Jack dismounts in one swift movement. He says, finally, it has come out of the lake. And he rips out of his scabbard this giant sword that is glowing. It's glowing like a tinge red, like it's magical. And Zaba, you feel really uneasy as you feel the sword. The sword almost hungers. And he begins to stride. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to get in his way, or at least say, halt. You don't know what you are dealing with.
On whose authority are you going to stop me?
As Zaba, guardian of Kokuru Village, chosen by Bannon, and as the unleasher of Tankai.
He stops at that. His composure goes from being like ready to fight and kill to being very interested.
Oh no. Nothing worse than Jack's interest.
And Jack says, "Oh, so you were the one that unleashed the great sun dragon."
So you will see that I know of matters of the spirit, and that when I say you should stand down, you should stand down. I have faced Tankai myself. I have stared into his eyes and lived.
Oh, this is interesting. And then he calls over one shoulder and you hear and he says, "Atreus, there's someone you should probably meet." And as he kind of steps aside, you see this tall, thin, pale man in a long kind of robe dismount from one of the horses. And he begins to sort of glide, like not walk, like kind of glide and hover over towards you. Zaba, roll me a d20
Oh, my palms
as something
are
stirs in
sweating.
your memory.
Okay. 14.
You see a ring on his hand of a serpent, and something in your memory clicks. You have this very vague memory of like when you were with your mom, of like when you were leaving home, of like seeing someone or maybe a handful of people all wearing rings or cloths with these with that serpent logo on it.
Is there any emotion tied to that memory?
You remember being very confused. I think being a little bit afraid.
Okay. Well, I will introduce myself. I'll say it. Greetings. I'm Zaba, guardian of Kokuru Village.
And Jack says to Atreus, "This little guardian said that he unleashed Tankai." Atreus looks at you, looks at the wound on your left arm, we'll say, and says, "Interesting." You get a very weird vibe as you feel. Hang on, I gotta pull up the ability.
What? Magic?
Yeah.
Ay,
Oh, jeez.
don't like that.
All of a sudden, you become transfixed as he peers into your eyes, as you feel being pulled into his mind through time and space. He learns your ideal and your flaw and the worst and best thing you've ever done.
Can I start with the worst and best thing?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The worst thing was unleashing Tankai, and I think the best thing I've ever done was there's like a vivid memory of when Zaba was still learning how to be a guardian, and comforting someone who had like just lost like one of their parents, kind of like the process of that coming into his own as a guardian, while also like learning how to take care of and guard and protect his village. My ideal is duty. My flaw is stubbornness.
So you all of a sudden kind of get this like replay of those memories you just described, and kind of in third person view, watching these things happen with Atreus next to you. And then all of a sudden, like you like blink, Atreus's eyes have faded to white and then begin to fade back to like their natural silvery gray. And he raises an eyebrow and stares at you and says, "Kokuru Village, huh? What a dutiful guardian so far from home. We will have to speak more on Tankai and the great sun dragon that you've unleashed. I'm quite curious of why and your reasoning, but before then, I believe we have this creature to rid of."
So, have they noticed Ernie?
No.
Because you mentioned there were guards.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they're standing by the horses. Would it be possible to do? I know we're not really in combat and people aren't attacking right now, but I would want to sneak because this whole thing is happening and it seems like it takes a couple minutes.
I was trying also to distract and run interference.
Okay, thanks.
So
Yeah. So I want to sneak behind, and I don't know if I can do a sneak attack, because what I want to do is I basically just want to knock both of the guards out, but make sure that they when they fall, they don't hit the ground. Like make sure they don't hit the ground. Like lower them down to the ground. Basically, take out the guards while this is happening. That's what I want to do.
I'll say you can do that.
Okay, so that's
I would say roll me a d20 for your stealth.
Yeah.
And depending on what you get for that, that'll determine how many guards you take out before they realize
okay, cool.
you're behind.
Yeah, because I realized that the sneak attack move does say once per round you can incapacitate a commoner or a minion. So I know it's kind of stretching the. Ah, God, fucking damn! It's an 11.
Okay, that is a success. You
It
achieved your
is?
intended action.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
So Zaba, while you're like, when you come to, you see just bloop, one guard fall down. Bloop,
Yeah.
another guard fall down. Bloop, another guard fall down.
I'm just like
Bloop.
trying to pay attention to whatever the person. That cryptic conversation they're having while I'm seeing this in the periphery of my vision.
Yeah, Ernie, you've taken out all the guards, and they have not noticed you. Driftwood, you see Ernie do this as like, I'm guessing you're still trying to like kind of go after the Buwaya and get it to stop from walking.
So yeah, I'm trying to determine all the elements right now. Has anyone who has come from Odysseus seen me yet?
I don't think they've seen you because the Buwaya is probably blocking you.
Okay, and the Buwaya is on its way to them, correct?
It's slowly walking, yeah.
Okay, what I want to do is I want to signal to Ernie and Zaba to get the freak out of here right now, to like get out of the situation, because Driftwood's out of ideas right now of trying to calm the Buwaya and think something bad's gonna happen. Like there's gonna be a huge battle we should get away from. I think Zaba is kind of turned away because Zaba is talking to Atreus and Jack. But is there a way I can get Ernie's attention so that we can like get out of here?
Yeah, you are able to make eye contact with Ernie.
Okay.
How are you going to signal? Like, what are you going to do?
I take off my apron and I start like twirling it in the air. So I just try to make like a bigger visual for Ernie to spot. Ernie, your eyesight, I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, Ernie, you see Driftwood waving their apron around, but is there anything you want to do with that signal? You do that? Okay, yeah, Ernie,
I
just
mimic the action like
you mimic the action like with your cape or with your sword.
Driftwood starts like aggressively pointing like away from the lake.
Okay, I move towards the horses.
And then Driftwood jumps into the water.
Yeah, steal the horses. Wait,
Yeah,
what is
because
it?
there's a sack in the back of one of the horses. Can I cut that open?
Yeah.
Do I have to roll for how sneaky this is?
I mean, the Buwaya at this point, I don't know.
No, yeah. You cut the sack open. There are giant metal balls in it that fall out. Like tons of them.
That's
ding,
not
ding,
good.
ding, ding, ding. And at that moment, Jack turns around and
I get on the horse.
looks at you. And Atreus is like, "You fools." And Jack is like, "Who is this? What are you?" And then Jack's like, "Wait a minute.
I
You're
leave.
that guy." Jack pulls out.
I'm gonna turn it to a bird.
You turn into a bird? Okay, cool. Right before you start swimming away, Driftwood, Ernie jumps on a horse and starts riding away as like these metal balls begin to fall out behind.
Can I keep one of the balls? Can I grab one of them?
Yeah, you grab one of them, and all of a sudden the metal balls, as like they begin to like hit the ground and like stuff like that, Jack pulls out like a dagger and he hurls it at you, Ernie.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. And he hits you in the back for 1 point of damage.
Only 1 point?
Only 1 point. It's a dagger.
Well, I am now at 4. I'm bloodied. I'm at
You get
4.
to keep the dagger though.
Yeah.
True. I keep it in my back for now. You know what they say about bleeding to death.
Zaba, as you transform into a bird, you see Atreus move a couple of fingers towards you, and
Jesus
a
Christ.
bolt of lightning fires out of his fingertips towards you, and you get hit, Zaba.
How much?
You take 4 points of damage.
I think I'm still alive. Yeah.
Yeah, you're still alive, but you get
As a
struck by
birds.
lightning.
Okay.
And it's at that moment that Jack's like, "Shit, quick!" and he starts running over to grab the metal balls and starts to throw them at the Buwaya as the Buwaya
Oh no.
just begins to like roar and attack. And as the three of you kind of run away, you hear an intense melee and magic occur.
Jesus.
Bruh.
Dyson Pizza is Mya Worrell as Zaba, Justin Ricafort as Driftwood, Kyla Worrell as Ernie, and Derek Aiello, myself as the guide. Cover art is by Gene Young, music is by Itamar Ben Zimra, with additional sound design and sound effects by Brian Kim. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Dyson Pizza for updates on the show, and you can check out the video or audio version of this on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be taking a break for the winter, but full episodes will resume on Monday, January 10th, 2022. We're really grateful for all the support we've gotten with our little show, and we are just getting started. If you have a second, please leave us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would really appreciate it, and it would help other people find the show. Thank you all, and we'll see you next year.